Have you been discriminated against?
Yes, I have been discriminated
And
against.
who discriminated against
An
you?
employer discriminated against me. They asked me to cut my hair.
Was it a white man or a white
This
person?
was a Caucasian female.
Okay, and did you have the afro at the time?
Yes, I had my afro at the time.
And they still hired you?
And they hired me.
And so you went in and they said what to you?
Told me that I had to cut my hair, that my hair had gotten too long and looked unmanaged.
Oh, okay. And what's wrong with that?
A lot is wrong with that.
Why? Why don't you want to look? I wouldn't hire you with the hair looking like that.
Why?
It's not. It doesn't
That's
look.
my natural hair texture.
It doesn't look professional.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this.
It doesn't look professional.
No, they're gonna leave now. We're leaving.
Hold on.
Yeah,
No.
you ready?
You're done, Michelle. Now you can stay, baby, and
Yeah.
I already don't know
I'll
you.
stay.
Why is she?
All right.
Why is she bossing you
You're
around?
traumatizing them.
Goodbye.
Are you her boss or something?
No, it's about black
Why are you-
love.
why are you
It's
pushing
about
her
love.
around?
You see how they're doing this because you're hurting them.
Why are you
You're
pushing them
hurting
around?
them. And
Stop pushing her around.
And it radiates
Brother, you got a
and
lot
comes
of
out on
stuff.
others.
Don't let that lady push you around.
Yet I realize that I do have to do more to get into society. The fact that before I go on the job interview, I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with my hair because my texture of hair is not what America deems job appropriate. So I have to go and cut my hair, although I believe that this is where my strength is because I am the only person on this earth that has this kind of hair, that can have any hairstyle without doing anything.
You believe
to
your
it.
hair is your strength?
All of this is my strength. That I have strength in here that I can't even contain.
Like-
and I think that is a reason why we have this issue with everything black people do. It's called a protest, an outrage. It's because we are passionate people.
No, you're very angry people.
Oh,
Would you
are
include
angry?
yourself in that?
No, I'm not angry.
I actually wanted to ask you, what is your
Hold on.
nationality?
I was angry like you people at one point.
I'm not angry.
But I
Can you
was
not say
able
that
to
I'm angry?
overcome it, and I realized that I had been lied to. You guys, most black people are so angry. You're at a point now that no race like you.
Okay, but
Not just the
can
white race. Isn't that right? It's not just the
I
white
mean,
race. The
200
Hispanic.
years of racism.
The Hispanics don't like
60
you. The blacks
years
don't
of
like
Jim Crow.
You
I
know.
mean, constantly being told that we're less than,
No,
yet
but-
you go and get Botox and tanning
Andre.
salons and
Okay.
all this to look like
Andre.
us. You
And
perm
to
your hair,
address
you
the-
crochet your hair to get
Andre,
locks,
Andre,
but we're
Andre.
ugly.
Andre,
I'm just
calm
saying,
down.
we would have a reason to be
So
angry.
let me ask, how do you feel knowing that most races do not like black people now because they're fed up with your bullying, they're fed up with your complaining and blaming and doing all that. You're turning off most people. How do you feel about that, Andre?
I would have to disagree with you on that statement, seeing that the
No, I hear from
million-
them all the
Okay,
time.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my point across. You hear from them, but I see them, and I think actions are a lot better than words. When I see black and brown doing a march on Washington, that's race relations
Well, those
right there.
just
That's
those
great.
radical, angry-
That's
angry,
great. When I see Asian people standing outside the White House marching with Black Lives Matter, yes, yes. When I see people of other cultures going, you know what? See, this is what we have to do as a people. We have to wake up.
What do you
We
want?
gotta stop
What
listening
is
to
it
this
that you
rhetoric
want?
that's in the media.
Michelle, what do you people want?
What do I want?
Michelle,
When you say you people, what do you mean?
the complaining black people blaming others for the failure of their parents and their lives,
What complaint have we
blaming
made?
others for whatever it is you complain about. What is it exactly do you want from white people?
First of all, I'm just going to take a breath. And
I'm trying to find out
I
what
want-
you want.
what's your nationality?
American.
Are you white?
I'm black American.
Oh, okay.
What do you want?
You Caucasian.
Oh, you do? And why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Because you seem to separate yourself from us, should I say?
In
Put
what
us on
way?
the other
In
side
what
of the
way?
fence. In the ways that you specified thus far.
Meaning what? Tell me, give me an example and tell me what you mean.
How you
refer
mean? How
to
do
us,
what do
the
you
black
people want from
here
white
as
people?
you
Meaning
people,
that I'm not
including
with
yourself.
you.
Oh, okay, I
It's
got
just
you.
y'all by yourself,
Let
right?
me explain why I do that. what you don't know is that there are two realities in life. One is that of good and one is that of evil. And now that I've been able to overcome evil, I don't identify with angry, evil black people. I identify with other blacks and others who are on the side of good. And so that's why I say you people, because I have to divide myself or separate myself from evil and go along with good. So that's why I do that.
What is it that makes us evil?
I'm sorry, your anger, your blaming others for your problems, your lack of love and respect for yourself and others.
Okay, well, that's another reason why I wanted to come on the show, because that has been a misrepresentation, right? We're not angry, we're not pointing the finger.
But you're blaming white people for your downfall.
No, we're not blaming white people for our downfall. Basically, we're just saying when the so-called Emancipation Proclamation was passed, a certain system was also set in place to make sure black people didn't make it that far.
What do you want at this point?
I want race to be taken off applications. Why? What does that have to do with anything? I want to stop seeing my fellow young people being gunned down in the streets for carrying a can of tea and a bottle of Skittles, walking home. I want police to stop using illegal chokeholds to take people down and then completely getting off of it. I want our politicians and our elected officials to see the people that march in these streets across this nation that's saying, wait, no, this is wrong. I want people to do their jobs. I want to walk down the street and know that I'm safe.
You've been brainwashed.
No, check this out. It's not that we want something from white people, right?
What do you want?
We want to see, first of all, this fact is, yes, in LA, right? Yes, in Chicago, that if you're black, you basically will be persecuted.
Who are you referring to?
I'm referring to anyone. Everyone who looks down upon black people, right? Who feels that if you have darker skin that you have a lower status.
Have you been discriminated against?
Yes.
By whom?
By white people.
What did they do to you? Tell me what happened to you.
They told me that I needed to wear my hair a certain way in order to be groomed.
Who told you that?
All right, a supervisor.
At your job?
Yeah, at a previous job.
At a what?
A previous job. I don't work there anymore.
So you were working at this company, and you went in, you applied for the job, and you, at the time that you were applying for the job, you told them, if you pay me X amount of dollars, I would come every day, and I will follow your rules, and you took the job, right? Is that right?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
They can't hear you.
Yes.
They can't hear you, Michelle. Come on. So when you agreed to do that job and follow their standards, their rules, you didn't mean it?
Yes, I did, but culture is,
you didn't
everybody
mean it?
has different culture.
So you meant to follow their rules. Did you know about the hair deal before taking the job?
No, they said, right,
They said
groomed means you got up and you did your hair, you did your face, you're aware of your whole appearance, right?
Right. And so you went in there with what, an afro or something?
Something similar.
What you did? What you go in there with?
With a ponytail with the afro and a little bang in the front.
And they said,
nice.
no, you can't wear that hairstyle.
They said it's just not it doesn't look professional, and they just made a recommendation, but they didn't say, oh, our rules prohibit you, but they said, oh, look, I just want to make a nice recommendation.
Right. And did they have a right to make that recommendation?
No, they didn't have a right.
Did they own the company?
No, they did not own the company.
Who owned the company?
The owner nobody owned the company.
Somebody have to own the company.
Nobody, it wasn't a company.
These people can't communicate. These are the wrong folks up here.
Oh, wow.
I'm not getting the real answers or anything.
I think you've
Where'd you
gotten
get
some
these
very
people
clear.
from?
Excuse me, sir.
You
Can
guys
you
are not
offend
even
my-
communicating. I thought this was going to be like
Can you not offend my intelligence while I'm sitting right in front of you? You asked me for clear answers. I gave you clear answers.
I thought this
you
was gonna-
choose to have
but
a
you guys are
discussion
not
with
even
the sister
discussing.
because
I'm trying to get some understanding as to what is wrong and what we can do about the problem. But you guys won't really.
Okay, I can tell you,
you're
focusing on problem, but you're not focusing on the solution, right?
And we'll get to that.
And you want to know what the solution would be?
No, we need to find out what is the problem. Have you been discriminated against? Who discriminated against you, and why?
I've been discriminated
Well,
against. I've been
it
told
was the
that I had to
policy
get a
that
haircut.
allowed the recommendation to even come in. So it's policies that are created that people have to go by that perpetrate discrimination.
Was this with a private business that you were working for at
No,
the
it was
time?
not
Was it a
private
government business?
Yes, it was.
And so the government rules are you can wear your hair any kind of way you want to?
As long as it's decent.
And so did your supervisor approach you about your hair once you got this job?
Be more specific in your
You said
question.
you got this job, and did you quit the job or you got fired?
I quit.
You quit, and you quit because of they recommend a different hairstyle.
No, that's not the reason why I quit.
Why did you quit?
Because I felt that I wanted more fulfilling work.
So where's the racism in that then? You quit because you were not fulfilled. You said that was an example of you being discriminated against.
Right, but
Now you're
that's
saying-
just something that
now
black
you're
people on a
saying you
daily
wanted to
basis
be
we have to
fulfilled.
work through.
So was
I had
it-
to work
Sorry.
through that, right?
So
I
was
had to
it-
conform to that.
So was
but
it racism
ultimately,
or you wanted to be fulfilled?
Mr. Peterson?
Wait a
it
minute,
was
I'll
an
come to you right
instance
after
on
this.
the job. It wasn't the final conclusion on the job.
So you quit because you wanted to be fulfilled, not because of discrimination about your hair.
Right.
But you just said that was you.
A problem.
But it had nothing to do with racism. You was not fulfilled. Why did you try to make that into racism?
But it's discrimination that we face, that all black people face on a daily basis,
But
that
you-
we have to work through because it's like, okay, hey, am I going to tell them,
But
fuck
you
you, I'm
make-
going to wear my hair the way I want to, or am I going to work this out to the
Michelle,
next week
you're
and make sure
making
that I
this
can
up
get a
because
check?
you have not given me an example of you being discriminated against. I asked
I
for an
think
Not
example.
valid
Like
enough
you're
for
talking
you.
Both
about
of you
her
are
into a
running
corner.
around crying racism.
I'm not
and
crying
yet you
racism.
haven't given me an
Can you stop
example.
doing
Hold
that?
on.
I didn't
hold on,
say
hold on.
racism,
I'm
I
just
said
asking you to stop
discrimination.
You
Such
haven't given me an
broad
example you're being
statements.
discriminated against.
Okay.
Have you been discriminated against?
Yes, I have been discriminated
And who
against.
discriminated against
An
you?
employer discriminated against me. They asked me to cut my hair.
Was it a white man or a white
This was
person?
a
or people?
Caucasian female.
Okay, and so private job?
No,
Private-
this is a public sector job.
Okay, so you fill out the application
I filled out the application.
and you said on the app that I will follow the rules if
that
you
I
pay
would
me
follow
X
the
amount of
rules.
dollars.
Yes.
And did you have the afro at the time?
Yes, I had my afro at the time.
And they still hired you.
And they hired me.
And so you went in and they said what to you? This
That-
is a white female boss, right?
Yes,
Okay.
after
And this is a
after
government
doing a
job.
great job.
And so you go into the office, she called you in,
Yes.
and she says what to you about your hair?
She told me that I had to cut my hair, that my hair had gotten too long and looked unmanaged.
Oh, okay. And what's wrong with that?
A lot is wrong with that.
Why? Why don't you want to look? I wouldn't hire you with that hair looking like that.
Why?
It's not. It doesn't
That's
look.
my
pro-
natural hair texture.
It doesn't look
Get
professional.
off the stage. Let's
Yeah, I'm not feeling this.
It doesn't look professional.
No, they're gonna leave now. We're leaving. We're leaving.
Hold on.
Yeah,
No, we're
you
done.
ready?
You're done, Michelle. Now you can stay, baby, and
Yeah.
the operator don't know
I'll
you.
stay.
Why is she?
All right.
Why is she
But
brought you
You're
around?
traumatizing them.
Goodbye.
Stop letting your ass. Yeah, spectacle. Google me. My name's Jasmine Abdullah. I just sat here.
Are you her boss or something?
No, it's about black
Why are you-
love.
why are you
It's about
pushing her
love.
around?
You see how they're doing this because you're hurting them.
Why are you
You're
pushing her
hurting
around?
them, and you know they don't know what to say. and You're eating
you're
them up
box,
right now.
you're boxing
No,
everything
it's-
in. This is not
right.
an open
Why you-
discussion
That's
at
just
all.
hurtful.
To get us
But-
I love you. I'm not angry with you. I love you and I feel sorry for
They
you.
want to leave.
I feel really bad for you. I love you. You got a lot of self-hate.
Stop pushing her around.
And it radiates
Brother, you got a
and
lot
comes
of
out on
self-hate.
others.
Don't let that lady push you around.
No lady
It's
is
not
pushing
a-
me around
no.
because I feel more
It's
attacked
about
coming
love.
from you, right?
Yeah.
Is he stayed there?
I feel attacked
He stayed
by
there because
you,
he's a man.
but
No, you can't
I,
punk me.
I fight.
You do.
I stand
There's
in
no
my
racism.
position.
All right.
I don't know where they came from.
We agreed to have an open conversation, not to be boxed into particular.
Is this a strong woman running right now?
Well, actually, I think
Is
that's
that a
probably the
strong
best
woman
thing for
running?
her.
Hey,
I know I should
look,
have, but
we're trying to do a TV. Mark, don't engage. Continue, Michelle.
Is that a strong woman leaving?
Honestly, I think that was the best decision for her to make.
Stop letting your ass.
I think it was the best decision for her to make because she is younger than I.
I'm sorry.
She is younger than I.
Anyway, I appreciate you coming, Andrew. I mean, Andre. Andre Shirley.
Hopefully this inspired some black youth to actually get up and let their voices be heard. Apparently society will not understand if we don't just
All right,
come and
thank
tell
you, buddy.
them. Thank you.
Give me a handshake there. Thank you.
No
Appreciate
problem,
you coming.
brother.
All right, thank you.